You may be looking at the title of this video and asking yourself, why is he bothering to investigate a case that everyone already knows the answer to? Yes, it's common knowledge that Saints Row 1 ends with the playa being blown up by Julius, but what you may not have known is that wasn't going to be the original ending. What do I mean by that? Well, let's just take a listen to what the lead writer on Saints Row 1, Steve Jaros, had to say.
I watched the ending cinematic of the game, and it's like everyone is like cutting away to this boat, and you're kind of people like looking at classifying who's who could be the person, who could be the person, and then there's this one shot where it's Julius standing looking at his watch and looking at the boat like what the fuck is this? Like, I'm like oh my god, like what happened? And be like what do you mean? Like in the script it says that he's running down an alleyway, broken and bloody, like he just escaped capture and he's running for his life. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, he's supposed to be like scared. Like what happened? And so but then they changed it in the final cinematic. It's him like, yep. Blow that shit up, and so like, oh man, I guess Julius is guilty. And what ended up happening was in the mocap shoot. They had the animatic. It was in T-pose, and it was Julius was in T-pose, and they had him sliding down a road. And so the guys at the shoot were like, well, fuck, dude, we don't want to go and have to capture. We don't want to capture this guy like running. What's the pain in the ass? We'll just have him standing there looking at his watch. He's in T-pose, and so they did that. And it totally changed the whole franchise. We're like, oh, holy fuck. Like, never knew that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Tim Borelli.
Did he not even have a watch on?
No, it's ridiculous. And like, but so then like, well, what do we do for Saints Row 2? Like, well, Julius killed the player because like, what else are we gonna go and do?
So yeah, Julius was never intended to set the bomb, but due to some careless animators, the entire ending of Saints Row 1 was changed. This left Jaros with no choice but to keep Julius as the culprit in Saints Row 2. So officially in canon, Julius is responsible for trying to kill the boss, but I thought it'd be interesting to look back and see who was initially intended to blow up the yacht at the end of Saints Row 1. If you take into account everyone shown in the final cutscene, we have 5 potential suspects: Aisha, Luz, Donnie, Ben King, and Troy. I'll just say right away that Luz and Troy are the least likely candidates to have planted the bomb. Sure, Troy may have been an undercover cop and could have possibly wanted revenge for the death of Police Chief Monroe, but it goes against his character and duties to kill Mayor Hughes and everyone else on the yacht in cold blood. But he is shown at the marina prior to the yacht exploding. Either he was there waiting for the bomb to go off, or it was just merely a coincidence. So unless someone else was pulling the strings and forced Troy to do it, I don't see him being behind it. When it comes to Luz, her motives are quite minimal. I'm sure the death of Angelo didn't have the biggest impact, especially with Manuel there to comfort her. It's possible though that Manuel set her up to do it, but that wouldn't make much sense since the cartel and the Saints had an alliance. But with Julius in jail, Manuel could have been in a panic and wanted to cut off all potential loose ends. This is very unlikely though, and Luz would have had no way of knowing the meeting was going to happen. Moving on to Donnie, he may not seem like the toughest gangbanger, well, because he isn't, but he definitely had the means and purpose to kill the playa. First of all, the player escaped the trunk where Lynn died. For all Donnie knows, the player could have let her drown in order to escape. Also, the player killed Donnie's best friend, Joseph Price, and crippled the West Side Rollers. So the motive is definitely there. Plus, we know from Saints Row 2 that Donnie's able to craft explosives. Sure, it's not established in the first game, but it's not too far of a stretch to think you know how to do it. But just like Luz, how would Donnie know about the meeting to even plant the explosives? Well, actually, we'll get back to that, but for now, let's go to Ben King. You would think there isn't much reason for King to want to kill the playa. The V case betrayed him, and the Saints helped King take out everyone responsible. However, in a previous cutscene, it's shown that Ben leaves Stillwater in a plane. So why in the last cutscene would he be back and hanging around the marina? It just doesn't add up. Also, unlike the others, Ben could possibly know about the meeting since Mayor Hughes was an acquaintance of his during his run as the Vice King's leader. It's possible that Ben King changed his mind about leaving Stillwater and wanted to take back the city the only way he knew how. Now we're just left with Aisha, and I know what you're probably thinking. How in the hell could she be responsible? Well, you'll be surprised to know just how much evidence there is to the contrary. First, we should take into account the only people who for sure knew the playa was going to meet Mayor Hughes was Troy, Dex, and Johnny. Perhaps Johnny told Aisha about the meeting and rigged the yacht to explode thinking it would keep Gat from future trouble. Plus, we know Aisha would have access to explosives through Samson. Oddly, another possible clue doesn't come from the game itself, rather from its manual. Under the section labeled Wildcards, Troy describes a brief history of Aisha in an interesting bit of info. I know she was sleeping with a gangbanger from Saints Row, so maybe she dumped him and hooked up with Williams. It's a long shot, but if she did mess around with Warren Williams, Aisha could have possibly wanted revenge against the playa for his death. So it's still not entirely known who is responsible for the yacht explosion, so our best chances of learning the truth is going to the lead writer himself. I tweeted at Steve Jaros not really expecting a response, but within an hour he dropped some incredible information. Not only did he provide some more details about the potential culprit, but he also revealed the original pitch for Saints Row 2 and 3. In quote, "Originally, the pitch I made was for Saints Row 2 to be a flashback to the 70s about Benjamin King and Julius. Then the game ends with you coming out of the water pissed off. Then Saints Row 3 could be about you going to Japan." Hot damn, that sounded pretty incredible. We'll have to dive into that amazing info another time, but for now, let's get back to who set the bomb. Though he never flat out said who the culprit was, he did clear up some facts. For example, it turns out that Aisha never two-timed gat with Warren Williams. Also, the Saints Row 3 pitch where the player goes to Japan would have him getting revenge against the roller's buyers, which would be revealed to be a Kuji. This would mean he was responsible for the yacht explosion, unless he got Donnie to do it, but the idea never made it far, so we'll look over that for now. However, one Jaros tweet that caught my eye was an early subplot cut from Saints Row 2. In the original script, the boss would kill Ben King's nephew, and during the funeral, Dane Vogel would ask Ben King to join Ultor. So it's very possible that Ben King was responsible for blowing up the yacht and potentially taking back the city. Either Ben's nephew was a lieutenant, or King would have handed down his power to him. Either way, it would explain why the boss killed his nephew. So there you have it. Even though we can't confirm who originally planted the bomb, it seems clear that Ben King would have been the likeliest culprit. Funny to think in canon Ben became the chief of staff to the boss in Saints Row 4. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any thoughts or facts I might have missed, please share them in the comments below. Before ending the video, I'd like to give a special shout out to my Patreon sponsors, John, Jordan Flattery, Delta, Scissorp, KAM, and Sam Just. Like always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Manual
Wait, don't touch. Wait.
Adjust.
Wait. Don't even fuck it up. Don't even touch it. Wait. Holy shit.